Today we'll be doing back today. I did 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then we'll hit 10 minutes on this, pretty easy. I like this just because it's a easy way to get a lot of blood into my whole body, where like Stairmaster is gonna get more into my legs. So this is a good way for me to kind of get my arms moving, get my back moving. So we'll start today's workout with a pullover variation with a cable, just to get our lats opened up, really engaged. It's a good way for me to feel my lats. Then we'll probably move into some type of row on a cable with a stretch. And then we'll typically move into lat pulls, and we'll just alternate between lat pulls and rows. I just try to mix up the hand positionings, underhands, overhands, whether it's rotating or not. Probably do a little bit of rack deads.
And what's this workout called again?
So this is gonna be a pullover. We'll probably do about 4 sets of this. This is just gonna really open up my back and let me feel my lats. It's a good way for me to start. It's not real heavy weight. And we'll probably do about 15 to 18 reps. That to be a light movement. And you're just really trying to squeeze your lats. I almost think about it like if it's a semicircle and I'm almost doing that motion. One way to, I like to kind of teach people is I'll have somebody basically spot me on a lat pull, where if you're doing that lat pull with someone spotting you, they're kind of reaching over and pushing down. That's a good kind of way to kind of trigger that activation, but it's kind of hard to get a feel for a lot of lat muscles, a lot of back muscles, but that's a good way to get a feel for what we're trying to do here.
What's the right song for this set?
Let's see. I like all kinds of stuff. I like rock, rap, whatever. Just kind of depends what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes even EDM stuff, or I'll listen to motivational stuff. Right now, I'm gonna go. So much water on it. I had to go rinse it off because it gets all sticky. Alright, so there's a little shorter rest periods. Back, I tend to go a little shorter rest periods anyways because I can't go super heavy. So, but especially this, it's just a way for me to really open up. I don't need a whole lot of rest. For anywhere from 12 to 18 reps. Really gonna focus on the stretch towards the bottom. So I'm gonna get the heavy stuff done right now. Total sets of this with rack pulls. It's kind of the upper portion of a deadlift where you're not getting so much quad. It's kind of like you're just hinging over, and then a small squat, and then a full extension. There's gonna be a total posterior chain, but gonna get some lower back too, which I really think having a strong, detailed lower back kind of ties your upper and lower body in real nicely. So that's it on that, and then we'll go back. We'll start with some lat pulls and we'll go row it back and forth. Alright, so we'll go like 3 or 4 sets of this. So we're gonna do underhand lat pulls. For underhand, I'm really able to target different muscles than I am just regular overhand lat pull. So I love it. When I started doing these, it definitely brought a lot more detail to my back. So I like to start with these, not going super heavy. I always worry about a bicep strain or something. So go light, and the way I like to think about it is almost as if it's 2 motions. So one motion is down, and then the other one is like down and kind of out a little bit. It's almost this motion. I'll do that for a lot of back work. I mean, especially especially lat pulls. I'll tend to think about it as 2 separate movements, and it just really lets me feel it. But whatever works for you. Anytime just the more rest you get, just your body looks better. So like on show day, I'll just sleep the days before, like it's like just sleeping, watching some TV in the hotel room. I don't know why, but I tend to like watching ridiculousness when I'm in hotels. So I'll watch that and just sleep. And every time like I wake up, I'm like looking better and better. So surprised I look decent today off like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. All right, so these are gonna be 1-arm rows. Again, making sure we get a good stretch. I pull right through. I'm gonna keep it pretty light, 15 to 18 reps, probably about 3 sets. And make sure you drive through your elbows on here. And that's about it. I like to do it standing. I like to put my opposite foot up. Yeah, you're doing it quick. Pretty bad. days, man. 16 days to go. So you can do anything for 16 days, just suffering. Not too bad. Last 2-3 days a little easier. I'll get some food. So it's really only maybe 13-14 days of suffering. But we can do it. Just gotta keep looking at myself and seeing how lean I get to keep me going. A lot of times whenever people are teaching someone how to do lat pulls, what they'll tell you is to retract your scapula. But your lats aren't really responsible for scapular retraction. So to me, it's kind of a bad cue. What they'll also teach you is stay up right here, pull here. You can do that. I don't get much out of that. So what I tend to do is I'll tend to come up all the way up top for the stretch. And then it's almost like pull a little bit, lean back a little bit, and then pull from that position. You'll see how I do it. Get all like tongue twisted, bro. Alright, last one on here. Right. Oh, you were asking earlier about the importance of back for classic specifically. And I think I just kind of gave like a general answer, but I was thinking about it. But for classic especially, it's a lot about like the silhouette. And so like having bigger lats and that small waist and big legs, it creates like that real dramatic X frame, which classic judges a lot on like the aesthetics of everything. So it's important for all categories and just for people in general. But I guess that's how it would apply to classic specifically. Shrugs, a lot of times people will come right up. Sometimes you'll see them do that rollback. And for me, that rollback isn't, you might get a little bit more activation, but it's not worth the injury of doing that while you're lifting. So for me, I try and roll my shoulders back here and I shrug from there. So I'll get a lot more activation, and to me it's safer than doing that motion, and it's a lot better than doing this. Here I don't feel anything, but if I shrug everything back, I can immediately, as soon as you do that, you feel it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's super easy. I had yeah. Everybody's wisdom teeth just came in a couple months ago, so I might have to get them extracted. But I don't really want to. They're not bothering me, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a checkout.
So these might look a little funky. They're just gonna kind of be like a base pull, and I'll just sit backwards on this. I got these from John Meadows, so again, you just kind of pull things from different people. But I played with the angle a little bit, and I found it worked for me. I'm really trying to hit my traps and just bring a little bit more detail in there. sets of that. Again, the reps are kind of high. And I almost like to think about it as if I was pulling like this. So if you see, kind of do that motion. So again, a lot of times with back, we'll be on a fixed plane or on a fixed bar. So it's kind of, can't really change it, but you can think about it differently. And just thinking about it differently will help you target the muscles. I actually kind of want to get that thing he has. I've seen it, that tibial flexion. So when I do calves and I do that, I've seen, they're expensive though, dude. For just a little bar with that you can attach a weight to, those things are expensive. Tonight's the first night I haven't gotten good sleep. Just because most reps, like before, start losing sleep probably like 6 to 8 weeks out. We start losing a little bit of sleep. Just because your body's so worked and you're hungry. Luckily, I'm almost 2 weeks out. This is my first night of bad sleep. So that's pretty nice. I do use 2 products by Morphogen for my sleep. One is MorphoREM. It's 5 to 10 pills. It's gonna have melatonin at 5 milligrams. It's gonna have L-theanine, dopamine. It's gonna have GABA, which helps if you have like, because a lot of people jump straight to melatonin when they have problems sleeping. And melatonin is great if you have circadian issues. Maybe you're a shift worker, you're traveling, or you go to bed at different times, and that's great. But if that's not the problem, again, it's what issue are we trying to fix with supplementation? So if that's not where your sleep issues are coming, maybe they're coming from you're just overthinking things, you need your brain to chill out, and something like GABA. If you need your body to chill out, those are going to be different things. So it just depends. So I use MorphoREM right now at a full dose, 10 pills, which is a lot of pills for some people. 5 to 10. I use 10 right now. And then I also use Somagen, which is a nighttime sleep aid and fat burner, which of course any kind of sleep aid is technically going to help mobilize fatty acids and help you burn body fat. But kind of helps me, it's not really going to knock you out, it just kind of chills you out a little bit, helps you fall asleep a little easier, and then it makes the deep sleep better. And Somagen helps me fall asleep. So I use both of those right now. I guess at this point in the prep, this lean, even that's not helping me, but I'm actually pretty glad. Normally I'd be having sleep issues like 6-8 weeks out. So this time I got good sleep until about 2 weeks, and hopefully I get some better sleep here soon, so we'll see.